video is about Sheet Genie. Sheet Genie is a batch sheet creation tool, and that's part of Perkins & Will's Project Builder toolset. In the previous videos, we've demonstrated how duplicate views and create dependent views can very quickly batch create all the annotation views necessary for your document set. With Sheet Genie, we can then quickly place all these views onto a sheet. Sheet Genie is designed in a very simple interface to create a simple sheet which contains a maximum of one main view and one legend. We didn't want to make it too complicated, so simplicity is the key here. With Sheet Genie, you're allowed to select a title block. The drop down on the upper left corner here, say select the title block, will show you all the different title block that's available on the project that's loaded. So this will change depending on what project you're loading. The second one says specify legend, gives you the option to place a legend. Let's say I want to create a series of all my finished sheet, and I know all my finished sheet will need a finished legend, and I want the finished legend to either be in the upper right corner or the bottom. So in this case it's upper right. Next thing I do is I go to my sheet and I select my views. In my Add Multiple Views dialog box, I can manually scroll through and find my sheets that are my views that are for finished plans, or I can type in the keyword fin or finish and say find. Next thing I see is all the finished plans are returned. I can then either select and check each one of them, or I can use the Shift key and highlight all of them and check all of them. Once the views are checked, the checked views will then be added onto my main dialog box. As you noticed, once the views were added into this dialog box, a sheet name and sheet number were automatically generated. The sheet name basically copies the name of the view. The sheet number is generated based on the name of the sheet. The code that's being used to generate the sheet number can be found on the sheet number setup. Right now we're using the Perkins & Will standard to generate these sheets. According to the Perkins & Will standard, the first letter is a discipline code, and the second two numbers are based on the category it's in. In this case, finished plans are the 0700 series. Followed by a dash, then two numbers indicating the level. So 01 is for the first floor, 02 and 03 for the second and third level. And since these views are part plans and they contain the keywords of area, we also append the area indicator A and B for each one of these sheets. So if we go to the sheet number setup, you have two lists that you can define. So on the left hand side here, the group code list finish is defined as A07, and then the second list is a level number list, and you basically list what the level number that is used and what you want the corresponding number to show. Over here on the right, we got two other variables that we can control. One is the discipline and the other is keyword for suffix. Notice that our sheet in the project browser is sorted by discipline. So if you have a code for the discipline 01 general, then all your sheets will be in 01 general. Same thing with 04 architectural if you want to place all your sheets in architectural. We selected to place it in a temporary discipline code here, which is verify batch created sheets. And the reason for that is we don't want our sheets to be created and inserted into the general or the architectural folder and not be able to find them very quickly. So having it temporarily in a different discipline folder allows us to verify it before it goes into the general discipline folder. The keyword for suffix here is set to area by default. Area is the keyword that's used to indicate part plans. So if a sheet name has the word area, the sheet number will take that into consideration and use the area indicator as the number, as part of the number. In case for some very good reason why you need to create your sheet number using a standard other than what Perkins and Will dictates, then you are welcome to modify it by making the changes as needed. Then you're allowed to save. The save will save out to a BSH extension file, and you can load that back in at any point in time. The reset button will reset it back to the Perkins and Will standard. The layout tab here allows you to manipulate the position and the view type of the main view and the legend view. The title block that will be used is located on the right by default. The other option is bottom. And if your title block is wider or thinner than the standard 4 inches, you can adjust it here. The main view by default will fall in alignment on the bottom right. The other option is center. And in case your main view is not where you need it to be, you're welcome to add offset from the top to the right and the bottom. These offset can accept full numbers, decimal numbers, or fraction numbers. Positive numbers will move up or down. Negative number, will move in the opposite direction. The view types allows you to control whether or not you want a title in the bottom or not. For legend, we set it to anything with a no or none. And for the main view, right now it's default to the first view type on the list, which happened to be a view title. And you're welcome to modify and change them as needed. So let's go ahead and click on Create Sheets. It verifies with me, are you sure you want to create them? I say yes. And it's finished. All the sheets has been created. Let's go to the Sheets section, and as you can see, we have a new section created called Verify Batch Created Sheets, and all our newly created sheets are directly underneath that. The idea is that you would then go in and verify and make sure it is what you need before it gets put into the architectural or any other discipline that you need, where you need to go. There we go. And that's it. Thank you.